in the previous lectures, we talked about communicative competence, and we said we have 4 components. Okay, grammatical competency, discourse competency, socio-cultural competency, and strategic competency. We talked about them in some details, and also we talked about the chances, the opportunities that are given by teachers to students in order to make communicative inside the classroom. Okay, so we talked about 2 important points. Okay, I will tell you what are they. We talked about pre-communicative activities and communicative activities. Okay, how to make interaction inside the classroom, how to for a teacher to give a chance for students to interact and use English inside the classroom. We said that we have pre-communicative activities and communicative activities. Yes, you can tell me. Who else? Yes, Asma Saad.
Yes. Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon.
The pre-communicative used primarily with the beginning and intermediate level students.
Good. So it is used with intermediate and beginning level students. Yes.
Yes.
What else?
Primarily activities allow the teacher to slot specific elements of knowledge or skill that compose communicative ability, giving students opportunities to practice them without having to fully engage in communicating meaning.
Good. Yes, who else? Who can tell me what are the types of pre-communicative activities? What are the types of we said that there are 2 types of pre-communicative activities. What are they? Yes, Muhammad.
Yes, get me. Two for
Yes.
example. Number 1, give a light explanation. Lecture theirs. Repetition, ask they. More of the question. Number 2, make a judgment about the study and swear.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, Ali Ibrahim. Yes, can you tell me what are the types of pre-communicative activities?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
I hope so. If we begin in communicative activities, student can begin with the task, such as writing and producing their own play.
So, what are the 2 types?
Bound or base level.
What are the 2 types?
Yes.
Yes, Haidar Daif. Yes, thank you, Ali Ibrahim.
Yes. How are you, teacher?
Thanks, I'm fine.
There are 2 types of pre-communicative activities. Structural activities نكلودي تضمن grammar and vocabulary.
Yes. Very good. So we have structural. Yes, so we have good, very good. So we have structural and quizzy.
Yes.
We have structural activities and quizzy activities. You said that structural activities related to grammar and yes. What about the quizzy?
Dialogues or relatively simple activities.
Very good. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. And also we have communicative activities. Yes, Duha Ali, communicative activities.
Yes. Yes, miscommunicative activities. If you are teaching students below a basic level, it is okay to skip the pre-communicative activities.
So the level is what? The level should be.
Communicative.
Yeah. So the level. So the level is what? The level is not basic. Yeah. The level is advanced level.
Not basic. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. For can you give me example?
Writing and processing their example.
Yes. Writing an email.
Writing and producing their own play, giving oral and writing presentations on topic. They researched throughout interviewing and library research and solving a problem in a small group.
Very good. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much. Good. Today we have a topic which is what makes a communicative classroom communicative. Okay. I'm trying to share. You can see, right, or not? Yes, now, yes. You see, what makes a communicative classroom communicative? قبل هذا أنا الكتاب نسيته بالبيت نحس الحظ عندي كتاب هنا بالمكتبة فصورته ولا أنا ما أترجم يعني تعرفون هاي مو ترجمتي أوكي أنا ما أترجم على الكتاب ما أحتاج I don't need translation فهاي ترجمة واحد من الطلاب خاف خطأ بيها كذا أنا ما أتحمل مسؤوليته أوكي حتى من هالسنة So what makes a communicative classroom communicative? What makes? How can I make communicative classroom communicative? Here we have 4 points. We will explain them. They are very easy. Okay. Number 1. Let us read them. I will read them. Then I will explain them. Reduction in the centrality of the teacher. Reduction in the centrality of the teacher. Number 2, an appreciation for the uniqueness of individuals. Okay, an appreciation for the uniqueness of individuals. Number 3, chances for students to express themselves in meaningful ways. And the last one, choices both in relation to what the students say and how they say it. We will explain one by one. Number 1, try to make notes أو ملاحظات أتأشر. The first is reducing. This is number 1, reduction. Reducing the central traditional position of the teacher. Remember, we talked about this point. With Yushi's class. He is the center of the class. He does everything inside the classroom. He dominates the class. So here we have to reduce. يعني تقلل. Diminish. Minimizing. Diminishing. Reducing. The center positions, the center or the central role of the teacher. Not the, in the sense that the teacher what has to give a chance, opportunity to what? To make interaction inside the classroom between students themselves and between student and teacher. You see? Does not mean that the teacher loses control of the class. Rather, the teacher controls the class but gives a chance, opportunity to a student or two students to communicate between each other, to communicate between the teacher himself or herself with the students. This is number 1, reduction in the centrality of the teacher. Okay, how to reduce, to make it less central. Okay, not the teacher dominates all the class, less. In the sense that we give chance to students to interact between each other and to interact with the teacher. This is number 1. Number 2, appreciation for the uniqueness of individual. This is number 2. Here we have explanation of this point. Genuine communication is enhanced if there is appreciation for the uniqueness of individuals in the class. Here, what does it mean? That it means that the teacher should appreciate, should appreciate the uniqueness of individuals, the uniqueness of the students inside the classroom, their feelings, their emotions inside the classroom, their experiences. Each student, brings unique language learning and life experiences to the classroom. Also feeling joy, anxiety, fear. So as teachers, we need to be sensitive. You have to be sensitive, حساس. You have to be sensitive to each individual's background, each individual's experience. Sorry. To create a classroom atmosphere conducive to communication, we need to understand and accept each student as he or she is. As he or as she is. You see, this is a good point, that we have to appreciate uniqueness of individuals. We have to respect our students. We have to appreciate our students. We have to take care of their background, their experiences, life experiences, their background. This is number 2. And number 3, here we have what? Number 3, chances for students to express themselves. How to give chance to students to express themselves in meaningful ways. Express themselves. Here we have this point, that we have to provide chances for students to express themselves in meaningful ways, contributes to a communicative classroom. Very important. Like we talked about this point, how to give chance in the previous lecture, how to give a chance to students to communicate. Students need chances to listen to each other, express their ideas in speech and become and writing, and read each other's writing. You see, negotiation of meaning needs to become the norm. They should negotiate. While I'm negotiating, students need chances to ask and receive clarification, confirm their understanding, ask and respond to questions. This is what we mean if we want to talk about interaction between students and the teacher, between students and teachers, between students themselves. They ask, and we as teachers, we respond to them. And finally, negotiation of meaning. أشرهن. ترى ما كاتب لك يعني أنت تأشرهن. Number 4, negotiation of meaning also implies that students have choices. Number 4, they have choice as what they want to say, to whom they want to say it, and how they want to say it. You see, they have chances to what they want to say, what the students want to say, to whom, and how they want to say it, how the way that they want to say it. Told this لحد هاي النقطة. Okay. We go to next point. I will show myself here. Just a minute. Yes. What roles are native? This is another point, and this is not my translation, as I said. What roles are native and near native speaker, English speaking, teachers expected to play? What are roles? شنو role? What is the role that native or near native? Maybe we are considered as near native. English speakers, EFL, ESL teachers. As I said, EFL means English as a foreign language. Your book is English as a foreign language or English as a second language. Whether you teach in school or in primary or secondary, you have to play a variety of roles. شنو roles؟ منطقيا كلين هنا نشوفوا ايش قد a lot of roles. Teacher, drama coach, puppet maker, creative writer, writing specialist, folk singer, mime, imai, photographer, can't check their meaning, cross-cultural trainer, public speaker, counselor, film critic, poet, شاعر, storyteller, discussion leader, team builder, grammarian, jazz chanter, reading specialist, error analyst, gaming specialist, values clarifier, computer program specialist. Maybe one of you asks, we don't need to be specialists in computer. No, we need. Now, for example, I have to be specialist in computer. Now I am using my computer. I'm using everything. I have to know how to use Word program, Microsoft Office, PDF, etc. So it's very important. Okay? Materials developer, curriculum planner, curriculum evaluator, interviewer, friend, language authority, traction manager, cultural informant, needs assessor, language model, joke teller, disciplinarian, language tester, text adapter, parent, strategy trainer, artist. شفت ايش قد الادوار لازم يلعبها الاستاذ؟ ودني اللي لازم يلعب. ما طلع استاذ ها.
جوكر استاذ.
Joker. Should not be Joker. If you are Joker, God's follower will punish you. So here we have roles related. Here we will talk about some of them, not all of them in this book. We have roles related to English language abilities. Don't depend on translation. طلع هاي translation خطأ. مثل cultural informant مو مخبر ثقافي. شو عندنا احنا؟ 4 إرهاب مثلين مخبر سري. cultural informant يعني واحد يريد يترجمه معناته الشخص اللي يكون ملم بالثقافة. عنده معلومات بالثقافة. اوكي؟ language authority يعني يكون عنده لغة، يعني يكون عنده يعني سيطرة، يعني هذا من خصائص المختص الشخص، يعني يعني يكون مسيطر داخل القاعة، لغته مسيطرة، يعرف كل شيء، he knows everything. Model English speakers, etc. We will talk about them now. And next lecture we will talk about these roles. Okay. So what are the roles related to English language abilities? One role we are expected as teachers, we are expected to play is language authority. من اسمها يعني language authority. So you as teachers, you have to have language authority. It means that you control everything. You have to have language, what? A good language. Your language should be perfect. This is explanation. We are expected to explain complex rules. Okay, so we as teachers, we have to explain, for example, the difference between present simple and present continuous, verbs and adjectives, etc. For example, also the difference. Also, for example, the difference between static and dynamic verbs, adjectives, etc. This is the role of what? The role of teacher to be authority. Also, what? هذا شرح يعني explanation. Now we go to this. Also, for example, we are asked to explain the rules of speaking. Okay, when a speaker of English would say I am sorry, and when to say excuse me. So this is language authority. You have to know about language. You have to know about punctuation. You have to know about pausing, when to pause, when to capitalize, when to use present symbol and past symbol when you are asked to use this and that. So this is what we mean by language authority. See here, this is the explanation. I just explained about reading, about punctuation, how to connect paragraphs and ideas and use punctuation. You can summarize them. علمتكم شلون سويت لكم محاضرتين 3 سمري والباقي خليتكم انتم تلخص يعني دع المكان. The same, just summarize them. So this is language authority. That you as a teacher, when you want to play this role, it means that you have to be good in language or at language. You have to know how to explain, to simplify the rules, for example, of grammar, for example, punctuation, for example, how to connect paragraphs, what are the rules of speaking, etc. This is in sum or in brief. This is another example here. The same. Still the same.
مرحلتك صعب. استعتدهم
Yes.
صعب. بس بالأمر عليكم كنت سجلنا حضور لأن أريد أطلع للدكتور، عندي موعد والله ب3:30 يوم الدكتور لازم.
تمام.
تمام.
جرامر
من تاخذنا؟
يا علي كتب التعليقات وعلي شوف.
تمام أستاذ، شكرا جزيلا.
Students also expect us. I mean, another example. You see that this is as a role of authority. Okay, authority, language authority, to speak English with them and to model how it is used to express meaning. See, some students are curious about our use of humor or lack it, as well as how we display non-verbal behaviors. In addition to students expect us to use samples of our speech and writing. Yeah, this is number 3. Okay, احنا قلنا number 3. شنو هي number 3? Model English speaker. This is model English speaker. This is number 3. Okay, not number 1. Sorry. So here students also expect us to speak English with them, to model. You have to be model speaker, to speak English well, to be perfect in English, because you know that students are curious about our use of humor. Humor معناته فكاهة or lack of it, and is appropriate use, when to use it, which situation that you need to use humor, as well as how we display non-verbal. You know, non-verbal behavior. Non-verbal means that what? Using gestures, using fingers, facial expressions. Okay, not something spoken, using body language. This is what we mean by non-verbal behavior. In addition, some students expect us to use samples of our speech because you are model. Students will imitate you, will ask you to pronounce this word, will ask you to speak. They will listen to you how you pronounce this word because you are a model for them. You see? Use samples of our speech and writing as a model text. Students sometimes ask me to pronounce a word or sentence. So this is as a role model speaker. Okay, model speaker, model English speakers. You are model. So you as a teacher, you are a model for them. مرجع أنت مرجع. So you have to speak well. You have to pronounce well. Why? Because the students, when students speak, and when they make mistakes, they will say, we learned this sound from this teacher, the pronunciation of this word, for example. So this is very important. You have to play this role. And the last role is that cultural informant. Remember, we talked about socio-cultural competency. We said that for learners in general, they have to know about culture. Of course, the teacher is the same here. The same point. That's the sheet. The same point that we as teachers, we have to know about culture. We have to know about culture, not only words or grammatical rules. We have to know about cultures, about beliefs, norms, customs, traditions, values. You see here. Why do Americans say they value equality, but then discriminate against each other? What is traditional about Australian? About English, for example, because we are teaching English as a second language, we have to know about English, what is in English, what is about, see, etc. Maybe still another example. For example, students maybe ask you about family life, friendship, for example. What is dating like in the United States? Dating in Iraq is the same in the United States. Dating يعني تواعد. Could you explain what goes on in a typical American family? You see here. What do best friends do together in your country? In Iraq, two best friends, they go to cafe, for example, and that's it. In other country, do they go to cafe? What is the customs, the norms, and this? You see, so you as a teacher, you have to be aware of these details. Okay, I will summarize them. We have 3 roles. 3 roles: language, authority. It means that you have to be perfect at language. You have to know about language. You have to know about the grammatical rules, about the difference between verbs and adjectives, for example, about speaking, about reading, about all 4 skills. Number 2, model speaker. You have to be model speaker for your students because you are a model. You are a dictionary for them. You are perfect for your students. So you have to speak well to pronounce. Your students will ask you to pronounce words for them. You have to speak well to pronounce well because you are a model. And number 3 is what? Is that you have cultural informant. You have to know about culture, not only knowing grammatical rules or certain words, vocabularies. No, you need to know about culture. But culture, American culture, for example, British culture, etc. Okay. That's enough. We finish. We finish with this. Okay. I don't give you a lot, just short, just some papers. If you have any question, please. If you have any question, you can ask.